he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes, of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. And he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of material nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Dharma Pujita Kaitravotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Shivedam Tapatrayon Nulanam Shrimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim Vapurer Ishwaraha Sadyohiti Avarudyate Tra Kriti Bihi Sususabhistakshanad. Completely rejecting all material activities, all spiritual activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. Nigama kalpatarur galitam phalam Sukhamukad amritam dravya sabyatam Pibata bhagavatam rasam alayam Muhur aho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. O expert and thoughtful men, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, verse number 18. This Sri Krishna is no other than the inconceivable original personality of Godhead. He is the first Narayana, the supreme enjoyer, but he is moving amongst the descendants of King Vrishni, just like one of us, and he is bewildering us with his self-created energy. Let's repeat this. This Sri Krishna is no other than the inconceivable original personality of Godhead. He is the first Narayana, the supreme enjoyer, but he is moving amongst the descendants of King Vrishni, just like one of us. And he is bewildering us with his self-created energy. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Vedic system of acquiring knowledge is the deductive process. The Vedic knowledge is received perfectly by disciplic succession from authorities. Such knowledge is never dogmatic, as ill-conceived by less intelligent persons. The mother is the authority to verify the identity of the father. She is the authority for such confidential knowledge. Therefore, authority is not dogmatic. In the Bhagavad Gita, this truth is confirmed in the 4th chapter, Bhagavad Gita 4.2. And the perfect system of learning is received from authority. The very same system is accepted universally as truth, but only the false arguer speaks against it. For example, modern spacecraft fly in the sky, and when scientists say that they travel to the other side of the moon, men believe these stories blindly because they have accepted the modern scientists as authorities. The authorities speak, and the people in general believe them. But in the case of Vedic truths, they have been taught not to believe. Even if they accept them, they give a different interpretation. Each and every man wants a direct perception of Vedic knowledge, but foolishly they deny it. This means that the misguided man can believe one authority, the scientist, but will reject the authority of the Vedas. The result is that people have degenerated. Here is an authority speaking about Sri Krishna as the original personality of Godhead and the first Narayana. Even such an impersonalist as Acharya Sankara has said in the beginning of his commentation on Bhagavad Gita that Narayana, the personality of Godhead, is beyond the material creation. And that's a verse, Narayana Parovyaktat Andam Avyakta Sambhavam Adasyantas Trime Loka Saptadvipa Chamedini. This is from the Bhashya, Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, or Bhagavad Gita commentary of Sankaracharya. The universe is one of the material creations, but Narayana is transcendental to such material paraphernalia. Bhismadeva is one of the 12 Mahajanas who know the principles of transcendental knowledge. This confirmation of Lord Sri Krishna as being the original personality of Godhead is also corroborated by the impersonalist Sankara. All other acharyas have, so when it says this confirmation of Lord Sri Krishna as being the original personality of Godhead is also corroborated by the impersonalist Sankara. So first Sankara, when he wrote his Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, or his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, he wrote this verse saying that Narayana, Parovyakta, is transcendental to the material creation. But later on he wrote the Bhaja Govindam prayer, in which he said that Govinda, or Krishna, give up all your speculations and grammatical expertise, and just worship Govinda. Govinda is the name of Krishna, right? So first he establishes that Narayana is transcendental to the material creation. That means he's God. And secondly, he establishes that Krishna is the origin of Narayana, and that you should just worship him. Okay. And then Bhismadeva himself tells Yudhisthira in this verse, 1st canto, 9th chapter, 18th verse, that Krishna is the inconceivable original personality of Godhead, and he is the first Narayana. So both Shankaracharya and Bhismadeva, and of course many others, affirm that Krishna is the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhava matak sarvam pravartate itimatva bhajante mam Buddha bhava samanvita is the origin of not only the entire spiritual world, not only of the entire material world, but also of the first chapter of Yuha, and of course all the Narayana expansions in the Vaikuntha planets, and there are millions and millions of them. And then the second chapter of Yuha coming from Narayana, and all the expansions, the Vishnu expansions, which are non-different than Narayana also in the material world. So Krishna, then Balaram, then the first chapter of Yuha, then Narayana, then the second chapter of Yuha, then the Vishnu incarnations and the material nature and so forth, all emanating originally from Krishna through his plenary expansions. This is affirmed by Bhisma Pitamaha, who taught the Vishnu Sahasranam Sutram to Yudhisthira, and recommended that it be recited every day. But in the Vishnu Sahasranam Sutram it says that if you recite 3 names of Rama, it's equal to reciting the whole Vishnu Sahasranam Sutram. And later on it explains that 1 name of Krishna is equal to reciting 3 names of Rama. Therefore the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, includes the name of Krishna and Rama. So this is very interesting. This is not something made up. It's factual. And it's been explained by the greatest spiritual authorities such as Bhisma Pitamaha and Sankaracharya and the Alvars and the Vaishnava Acharyas in the 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, the Sri Sampradaya, the Brahma Gaudiya, Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya, the Kumar Sampradaya, and the Rudra Sampradaya. All the Acharyas have explained the same. And we should take note of that, because there's perfect correspondence between the 4 major Vaishnava disciplic successions or paramparas. Bhismadeva is one of the 12 Mahajans who know the principles of transcendental knowledge. His confirmation of Lord Shri Krishna's being the original personality of Godhead is also corroborated by the impersonalist Sankara. All other acharyas have also confirmed this statement. All other acharyas have also confirmed this statement. And thus there's no chance of not accepting Lord Shri Krishna as the original personality of Godhead. Bhismadeva says that he is the first Narayana. This is also confirmed by Brahmaji in the Bhagavatam 10:14-14. That's another confirmation. And also Brahmaji confirms the same thing in the Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Paramak Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. And also Krishna is the first Narayana. In the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, there are unlimited numbers of Narayanas who are all the same personality of Godhead and are considered to be the plenary expansion of the original personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. The first form of Lord Shri Krishna first expands himself as the form of Baladeva, and Baladeva expands in so many other forms such as Sankarshan, Pradumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, Narayana, Purusha, Rama, and Nishinga. All these expansions are one and the same Vishnu Tattva, and Shri Krishna is the original source of all the plenary expansions. He is therefore the direct personality of Godhead. He is the creator of the material world, and he is the predominating deity known as Narayana in all the Vaikuntha planets. Therefore his movements amongst human beings are another sort of bewilderment. The Lord therefore says in the Bhagavad Gita that foolish persons consider him to be one of the human beings without knowing the intricacies of his movements. The bewilderment regarding Sri Krishna is due to the action of his twofold internal and external energies upon the third one, called marginal energy. The living entities are expansions of his marginal energy, and thus they are sometimes bewildered by the internal energy and sometimes by the external energy, meaning sometimes bewildered by Yogamaya and sometimes bewildered by Mahamaya. But internal energetic bewilderment By internal energetic bewilderment, Sri Krishna expands himself into unlimited numbers of Narayanas and exchanges or accepts transcendental loving service from the living entities in the transcendental world. And by his external energetic expansions, he incarnates himself as the material in the material world amongst the men, animals, or demigods to reestablish his forgotten relationship with the living entities in different species of life. Great authorities like Bhisma, however, escape his bewilderment by the mercy of the Lord. So today is Vaikuntha Ekadasi. What is the significance of Vaikuntha Ekadasi? Well, we're going to discuss that now. And this is explained in Vishnu Purana, that fasting on this Ekadasi is equivalent to fasting on the other 23 Ekadasis. This is according to Vishnu Purana and according to the Sri Vaishnava tradition. Of course, we say the Bhima Ekadasi is equal to fasting on all the other Ekadasis, but we can also accept this. And according to the Vaishnava tradition, fasting is mandatory on all Ekadasis. Ekadasi means Eka 1, and Dasi means 10, so that's 11. 11 days after the new moon and 11 days after the full moon. And those two Ekadasis are called Sukla Ekadasi and Krishna Paksha Ekadasi. Fasting on Ekadasi is considered holier than any other religious observation. Fasting is not only holy, it's an ancient system of detox. Detoxifying the body's organs, the heart, the brain, the mind, and the soul, but most of all, cleansing oneself of all sins. There's another history of Ekadasi in the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, where Bhima approached Krishna once and said, "My Lord, you see that I'm a voracious eater. I'm a big guy, and I just can't follow Ekadasi. I can't fast like that twice a month. I need to eat to have strength." He said, "Is there anything I can do?" So Krishna said, "Yes, Bhima." He said, "You can fast on Bhima Ekadasi, which comes once a year in the month of June." He said, "If you fast on this day, it's equal to fasting on all the other Ekadasis." So Bhima felt very pleased that Krishna told him that. And therefore, this Bhima Ekadasi came into existence. So, Vishnu, according to Sri Vaishnava tradition, Vishnu opens the gates, or dwaram, the doors of Vaikuntha, his abode, on this Ekadasi. He did it for two asuras. I'm not sure which asuras they're talking about here. And in spite of their being against him. So, from a philosophical perspective, every human being has a chance for redemption. That's the idea. And Krishna is always forgiving. And he will welcome even people who have done wrong as long as they have understood their mistakes, admitted them, and are ready to undergo the remedial measures to purify them. So what is one of the remedial measures? It's following Ekadasi twice a month, and then chanting the holy names of the Lord, like the Vishnu Sahasranam Sutram, or chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and reciting other prayers glorifying the Lord. So, also, these persons who received a special mercy from the Lord, who opened the gates of Vaikuntha to them, they asked for the blessing that whoever listens to this story and sees Lord Vishnu or Narayana or Krishna on the other side of the door, just by seeing them. See, so when the door, this is a facsimile of the Vaikuntha Dwaram here, right? So when they open the curtains later on, whoever sees the Lord, then they will reach Vaikuntha. So, therefore, today, all the Sri Vaishnavas around the world are celebrating this Vaikuntha Ekadasi by constructing a door and with a deity on the other side so that people can see it and walk through the door and pay their obeisances to the Lord. So this is the traditional way of celebrating today. So it's an auspicious day for devotees. It's dedicated to Lord Vishnu or Narayana or Krishna, and it appears in the month of Margashirsha, which is between December and January. Okay, so this Vaikuntha Ekadasi celebration is mentioned in the Padma Purana, and it says the Devas were unable to bear the misery caused by the Muran demon, and they approached Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva said, well, this is beyond my pay scale. So he said, you're going to have to go see Lord Vishnu for this one, or Lord Narayana. And he directed them, they're talking about the Devas, so they directed them to Lord Vishnu. So a battle ensued between Lord Vishnu and Muran demon, and it was not going anywhere. So Lord Vishnu realized it has to be a new weapon to destroy this demon. And therefore, he retired to a cave, and it was near the goddess Haimavati in Badarka Ashrama. And when the Muran demon tried to kill Lord Vishnu by entering the cave, and the Lord was sleeping at that time, a female power emerged from Lord Vishnu and burned Muran to ashes. And just by her glance. So Vishnu was pleased, and he named the female power Ekadasi. So she's able to kill all the demons of doubt and all the sinful reactions that we have committed in this life, which are like demons. And she said, whoever can follow this fast on Vaikuntha Ekadasi should be redeemed of all their sins, should be cleansed of all their sins. So therefore Lord Vishnu declared that whoever follows the fast of Vaikuntha Ekadasi and worships Ekadasi would attain Vaikuntha. So this came into being, and according to Sri Vaishnava understanding, it's the first Ekadasi, and which is called Dhanurmasa Sukla Paksha Ekadasi. So then the demon Muran stands for the Rajasic and Tamasic qualities in people. So if someone is influenced by Rajas and Tamas, they have no chance, absolutely zero chance of understanding Perumal or Narayana or Krishna. Impossible. They must at least come up to the mode of goodness, Satya, Guna, in order to begin to understand. It doesn't mean they're going to fully understand. They only begin to understand in the mode of goodness, and then they have to be elevated above the mode of goodness to Suddhasattva, or transcendental goodness, to actually understand the Lord and His pastimes. You see, so as long as we remain attached to, just as we read this, as we recited this morning, that Dharma Pojita Kaitravota Paramo Nirmatsanam Satam, completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavad Purana propounds the highest truth Say, and this highest truth means that one should engage in bhakti without any material motive. What are the material motives? Motives are karma, jnana, and yoga. By performing karma yoga in order to be elevated to the higher material planets, that is condemned. By developing knowledge and being able to discern between what is real, what is false, what is sat, what is asat, by the process of neti, and basically rejecting everything in the material world, including the incarnations of Krishna and so forth, and trying to attain the Brahman state of realization where one rejects their individuality and merges into an impersonal oneness, that's also condemned. And engaging in trying to master the 8 different yoga perfections, anima, lagima, mahima, garima, so forth, and developing tremendous power, even like Vishwanrita Muni, who could even create an alternate universe. See, that's one of the yogic mystic powers. That's also condemned. In the Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva is writing, Sukadeva Goswami is reciting, all these things are condemned. One must engage only in pure bhakti, Suddha bhakti. Bhaktya tvananyaya sakya aham evam vidurirjana gyatum jastum chitatvena pravestum cha parantapa. It is only by pure bhakti, Arjuna, that one can see me as I am, standing before you. And bhakti has to be free of any material motive. It has to be free of any speculation. It has to be performed only for the pleasure of the Lord, with no expectation of any return. This is called Suddha Bhakti, or pure devotional service. Bhaktya mam abhijananti yavanyas chasmi tattvata tato mam tattvato gyatva vishitetad anantaram. 18th chapter. 50. Yes. You're going to start now? Okay. All right, so we'll continue later on. We're going to open the door of Vaikuntha Dwaram right now to have darshan. So get ready to be cleansed. Haribol.
ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಕಟಾಕ್ಷ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಯರ್ಥ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಸಮೇತ ವಾಸುದೇವ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಕಟಾಕ್ಷ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಯರ್ಥ ಸೀತಾ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಹನುಮತ್ ಸಮೇತ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಕಟಾಕ್ಷ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಯರ್ಥ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀನಾರಸಿಂಹ ದೇವತಾ अनुग्रह कटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थं विशेष मंत्र पुष्पाण्डं करिष्ये हरि ओम अग्निवीर्ये पुरोहित मध्यस्थ देव पुत्रं भूतारण्यतां हरि ओम जयत्वा वाजवस्तो देवो सदा प्राप्ते सुचेतुमारे कर्मणे हरि ओम अग्न आजाहि विदये गुणानुपदाते होदा अस्त्योरिति हरि ओम तन्नो देवी रक्ष्य आपो भवन्तु विदये सिंह रविसमुद्रः हरि ओम इत्यग्रे व्याहरेत् नम इति पश्चात् नारायणायेति वरिष्ठात् नमोमित्येकाक्षरं नम इति द्वे अक्षरे नारायणायेति पञ्चाक्षराणि एतद्वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदं यो ह वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदमध्येति हनपपूर्वस्पर्मादेति हिन्दते प्राजापत्यं राजस्पोषिन्दो पत्यं ततो मृतत्वमस्ति ततो मृतत्वमस्ति एवं वेद इत्युपनिषदो हरि ओम अथ कर्मण्याचार्याभ्यां गृहन्ते विगमेन पूर्वापक्षा हेषि कार्याणि यज्ञोपवीदीनां प्रत्यनित्यामो हि महावीरं महापरमेधेन मतं पन्तां चित्रवतारम् अथ तस्यामचारिकां धर्मान्वेक्षणधर्मचित्तमस्वारं ब्रह्मणचित्रवेति शूद्रबीजां पूर्वजन्मक्रियया तं दृष्ट्वा सन्तो तत्त्वन्तम् अज्ञानं सतां भविष्यावेदेवतारमभियता मुखामृगीतामृक्षेताख्यां नर्मदः एष नारायण क्षीरान्नामि केतवनागमन्तं तां क्षीराधातुं आस्ते विद्युदत्ते बान्धेच्छः कदापनिश्चङ्गतां कर्मकद्वयारन्नां विशोधनाजनिजविक्रमकृत्यनामतद्वैमतीं उद्दानवरं कृते अखिलभोजन्मत्तेम गङ्गादेवे भूतराजरक्षे दिक्खे श्रुतिशिरसिद्धिक्ते ब्रह्मण श्रीनिवासे गौतमर्तिदेवसी भक्तिर्विभा कल्याणनामकापिकारण्य सीमा नित्या मौनानिपुमौनधारमारासंपदिव्या विजयमुक्तां सदा मेघिना देवी सर्वोनाका प्रागामगे नमो हरि ओम केशवान् नारायण मानवान् आयुर्धामनाथमादिपेद्रां हरे हरे कृष्ण अनुति भगवान् भक्तेन सर्वराज्य विमोचनां सर्वचितमानं सर्वसम्प्रं विरोधवान् ब्रह्मस्वात् भवनेश्वर सीतां भारत्यन्ति भूमिना सुरक्षिति श्रीनिवासस्वामिने नमः शेष आराधनं पूर्णम् ओम वेदाहमेकं पुरुषं महान्तमादित्यवर्णं तपस्वारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि जीतवीरः नामानि स्वाभ्यधास्ते राधाप्रस्ताजमनाजहर चक्रपर विद्वान् परिशस्त्रः तामेवं विद्वान् अनुग्रहदीनान्यं पन्तायनाय विद्यते केरचन्द्रदेवाः तानि कर्माणि कृतमान्यासन्देहनाथनमानन्दे यत्र पूर्वे साध्यास्सन्ति देवाः कृतकं सत्यं परं ब्रह्मं पुरुषं सत्यमिन्द्रमूर्ध्वरे तमिरूपाक्षमिश्रूपाय वै नमो नमः नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि प्रचोदयात् ओम महादेवी विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी तनो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् ओम नरोधराय विद्महे तनो प्रचोदयात् ओम श्रीभूतकी विष्णुपति तनो नीरा प्रचोदयात् ओम दामोदराय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि कृष्ण प्रचोदयात् ओम राजशरकाय विद्महे सीतावल्लभाय तनो रामचंद्र प्रचोदयात् ओम वज्रकाय वेति सुरक्षिताय तनो रामचंद्र प्रचोदयात् महादेवी विद्महे शक्ति तनो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् अक्षदेव देवसिंह भोगवतु श्री भूलीला समेत श्री श्रीनिवास स्वामी हस्ती समेत वासुदेव स्वामी सीता लक्ष्मण समेत रामचंद्र स्वामी हस्ती नाथ स्वामी हस्बंद दिवसपान समर्पयामि हरि ओम प्रोपचाराणि समर्पयामि